In our world, we like to think some things are just too big to fail. But what if we're wrong? This is the story of a digital giant, a platform we all rely on, suddenly stumbling, and what it means for all of us when the world's town square goes dark. See, on March 23rd, 2026, millions of us tried to log on to X and just hit a wall, a dead end. But this wasn't just your average everyday tech glitch. No, this was something different. Because what happened that day wasn't a one-off thing, not even close. It was a pattern. It was a terrifying cascade of failures that ripped the cover off a shocking instability right at the very core of one of the planet's most important information networks.
Okay, so let's break this down. To really get what went wrong, you have to see what we all saw, starting with the moment the platform completely broke and this seriously weird message that popped up on millions of screens.
This is what people saw. I mean, instead of a normal error page, they got this bizarre joke about ice cream. Imagine you're trying to get breaking news, maybe check on an emergency alert, and this is what you get? It wasn't just annoying, it felt like absolute chaos. Like a company that either had no idea how serious this was or just couldn't do a thing to fix it.
And if you want to know how bad it was, well, the data from Down Detector tells the story. This was no small bug. Just look at these numbers. A whopping 60% of the problems were with the main website, but it didn't stop there. It bled over into the app. And get this, it locked 14% of users out entirely. They couldn't even log in. This was a total system meltdown.
But here's the kicker. That whole ice cream disaster on March 23rd, that was just one single piece of a much bigger, much more disturbing puzzle. Because this wasn't an isolated incident. Nope. It was actually the peak of a whole month of chaos, of repeated global blackouts. And this timeline, this shows you the crisis in brutal detail. Just look at the sequence. March 18th, bam, a huge outage for iPhone and web users. The very next day, a global blackout. 4 days later, we get the ice cream error. And just 3 days after that, another massive failure. We're talking 4 catastrophic outages in just over a week. This isn't bad luck. This is a system literally breaking down right before our eyes. So what did that actually feel like for you, for me, for hundreds of millions of people? Well, it wasn't just a slow website. Feeds were completely blank. Posts were just vanishing. You'd get these useless error messages like something went wrong or you couldn't even log into your account. You weren't just inconvenienced, you were completely and totally cut off.
Okay, but so what? A website had a really bad month. Why does this matter? Well, because this is about so much more than a tech problem. The real story here isn't about broken servers. It's about the absolutely essential role this platform now plays in our society. It is so easy to just shrug this off, right? Just another website having issues. But what actually happens when a platform that's so woven into the fabric of our lives becomes this unreliable? What are the real stakes here?
The stakes look like this number, 557 million. According to Statista, that's how many active users depend on this platform every single month. We're not talking about some niche little app here. This has become a piece of critical global infrastructure. And those 500 million users aren't just sharing cat videos. Let's be real. X has become the world's go-to source for breaking news. It's a vital channel for emergency services during a crisis. It is, for better or worse, the digital public square where global conversations happen. So when it goes down, your lifeline to that immediate, sometimes life-saving information, it goes down too.
So this whole pattern, this deep, shaking instability in the system we all use to get information, it leaves us staring down one massive, unanswered question about our future.
And here it is. This is the fundamental problem. We just watched this platform completely fall apart multiple times during a period of relative calm. And that leaves us with a terrifying question. The next time a real crisis hits, a natural disaster, a public health emergency, a major security event, what happens when the one tool millions of us turn to for real-time information is already broken? What then?